Guys have to be the most delusional group of people, because I could have told you that would have been her response. I could have told you based on how she talks about relationships, the fact that she's a femininity coach, the fact that you think that you as a woman you need to follow a femininity coach means that you are delusional.
What's good, you guys, and welcome on another episode. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great, and if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. Shara 7 has been trending because of a particular statement she made that did not sit well with a lot of our fans. If you don't know who Shara 7 is, she is a content creator who talk about femininity, teach women how to use their femininity to get the richest man or stuff like that, content like that. And she is the lady with the phrase sprinkle sprinkle. So if you have ever had anyone use that phrase, just know that phrase came from Shara 7. Recently, she has well announced that she is going to be collaborating with Brandon Blackwood on their Valentine collection release, and people were so happy. Our fans were so happy. They were even saying, oh, this brand picked the very best person for this particular one because they are all ready to go all out for the sprinkle sprinkle lady and support her and support our collaboration with that brand. Everything went downhill when she posted on her Snapchat, and some of our fans noticed that she was going to Starbucks, and they called her attention to the fact that there is a boycotting going on, that they are currently boycotting Starbucks. And then she made a reply, and that reply was what changed the entire story. She said she doesn't care about boycott or speaking up on any social issues, and even if she had to be worried, she might as well be worried about the people, the Native Americans, or the gentrification that is going on in our own country. Like, she cannot just stop worrying about what is going on in other people's country.
I live my sprinkle life. I don't worry about distractions or anything else in the world that have nothing to do with it. You know, if I had to sit here and worry about genocide, I have to worry about the Native Americans. I'd have to worry about the gentrification in different parts of my city. I'd have to make a whole list of things that I have to worry about before I have to worry about what's going on in a whole other country. So if y'all really want to get political and want me to start listing the things that I have to worry about, I can do that. But I choose to stay living my best life and focusing on the things that I want.
His statement did not sit well with a lot of people. It didn't sit well with a lot of Shara 7's fans, and as well the brand that recently released that they will be collaborating with her, because this brand is known for using their pieces to talk about social issues, send political messages like end systematic racism. They are known for literally using their product to talk about social issues. So when they came across the video of Shara 7 talking about how she can't be bothered, a lot of fans believe that this brand have terminated their contract with Shara 7 because whatever it is she said in her video literally contradicts what their brand is known for, and I don't think they want to progress working with someone like that because it will literally dent the image of their brand. So people are reacting to what she said. I am going to roll the clip of people's reaction, so without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
The people who are like surprised by Shara 7's reaction about the genocide that's happening in Palestine is so hilarious to me, because you guys have to be the most delusional group of people, because I could have told you that would have been her response. I could have told you based on how she talks about relationships, the fact that she's a femininity coach, the fact that you think that you as a woman you need to follow a femininity coach means that you are delusional. You are delusional. Just as delusional as she is. Like, what did y'all think that her response was going to be to end the war in Palestine? That woman don't care. She's a selfish human being. Like, she only cares about getting to the money. She does not care about love. She cares about, relationships to her are 1,000% transactional. Like, she has no compassion, no empathy. She has learned to exist in a system that oppresses women by just participating in the system. She has given up her agency. She does not care about genocide of a large group of people. So please stop.
I had to sit here and worry about genocide. I have to worry about the Native Americans. I'd have to worry about the gentrification in different parts of my city.
This one truly hurt, because I am a fan of Shara 7. I love everything she talks about. I love her ideology and philosophy around dating for lifestyle. This video was a great example of the mental disconnect that Generation X and millennials have, because in one breath, you want to sit here and say you're concerned about your sprinkle life. But at the same time, how am I supposed to be concerned about my sprinkle life as a 26-year-old? And World War III is about to start. There may not be a world to get sprinkles in, Shara. message in itself is so tone deaf and just disrespectful to the thousands of people that have literally been murdered in Palestine. Like, I'm not understanding why she would even say something like this. Two, if you choose not to boycott, that's fine. It's to your volition, right? But don't say that these are things that are out of your control, because our entire economy in the US is run off of capitalism. We all have to participate in the economy somehow. If every person in the US was to stop participating in the economy would collapse even further than it is right now. I've always really struggled with the mindset that Gen X and some millennials have, because they have more time. Like, some of them have more time behind them than they have in front of them. You guys can say, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me, it's out of my control, because realistically, you're not going to be seeing the back end of these issues in your lifetime. You're already in your 40s, possibly in your 50s, and at the end of the day, by the time you're 70 and 80, like, your foot is already out the door. The bell's ringing for you. I still have the hope in my heart left in me that someday we might actually live in a better place. In order for me to actually actively contribute to that, I have to boycott. I have to have opinions and draw the line in the sand when it comes to what I deem acceptable or not when it comes to these big companies. I don't think politically I throw caution to the wind just because I'm trying to get to a bag. And you don't have to negate one to validate the other. You can watch her whole video on her Instagram because she doesn't have TikTok. She only has YouTube and Instagram. I say all this to say, with her combined following of 1 million followers between those two platforms, I think we really need to hold influencers a little bit more accountable for the things they say when they decide to speak on politics. Because she didn't have to say anything at all. She literally could have sat there and drank her Starbucks quietly and minded her business, but she chose to say something, and it was extremely disappointing and irresponsible.
Ditch this and let me know, why do you feel like so many people are turning their backs on their favorite celebrities? I feel like we're noticing this mass exodus of people from their favorite celebrities. This sort of stan culture, I feel like, is beginning to fade. All of these people who were formerly known as Swifties jumping on the internet to tell you how they don't rock with her anymore, how they've been waiting for everybody to see her for who she truly is. Everything that happened with Nicki Minaj, and all of the people who couldn't wait to tell you how they used to be a barb, but they're not a barb anymore. And now Shira 7. So in case you don't know it, Shira 7 was about to do this collab with Brandon Blackwood, who is a designer handbag creator. I have 3 of his bags. Love Brandon Blackwood. But anyway, she was about to do this big, huge collab. And at first, there was so much love and support. People were like, oh, Brandon Blackwood, whoever's on their marketing team, give them a raise. Shira made some comments about her continuing to drink Starbucks and her not having the bandwidth to care about what's going on in Palestine. And people immediately was like, we're no longer sprinkle girlies. And then they were threatening Brandon Blackwood, I believe, was like saying that we're not going to support you if you still work with her. I feel like we're in a time where people have finally realized that stan culture is nonsensical. But the Barbs and the Swifties and the hotties and all these people who have these like, hardcore fan bases, I feel like they're finally realizing that you have to still hold these celebrities accountable. You could like their music and still say, this was wrong, this was foul. There will always be people who, no matter what you do, they're still going to rock with you. People have literally seen the video footage of R. Kelly, but they still can't release themselves from the chokehold of Step in the Name of Love, or I Believe I Could Fly, or You Remind Me, or whatever song of R. Kelly that they love. They don't even care. There are some people who don't care. There is nothing that you could do that would make them leave your side, that would make them stop supporting you. They're lost to me. But then I feel like people are beginning to wake up to the fact that celebrities are real people. They are fallible beings, and they make mistakes, and some of those mistakes are worth canceling them over. I don't care if you like their songs. I don't care if you like their music. I don't care if you like their movies. If they're dead wrong, it's okay for you to say that. And you can like somebody's art, but still not necessarily feel like everything they do in their personal lives is something you have to approve of. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think? Why are people more willing now than ever to let go of their faves?
Black girl luxury and hashtag soft life are not politics of liberation. They're politics of oppression. Now that the ambassador-in-chief of the Black girl luxury girlies has gone full mask off and showcased that she cares about nobody else's right to comfort, happiness, safety, etc. but her own, I hope you're able to reconsider who exactly Black girl luxury is supposed to be liberating. Shira's dismissal of Palestine reminds me a lot of this video that I made about this creator who was talking about how her wealth is courtesy of her husband, who owned a lot of real estate during the 2008 housing crisis. She says verbatim that the crisis made a lot of people millionaires and that her husband was one of them. A crisis in which people lost their jobs, their livelihoods, their homes, their entire life savings. And those people who lost everything aren't NPCs. They're real life people who make up an audience. So when that creator and Shira and other femininity coaches and soft life and black girl luxury creators look at the camera and say that you too can access this life of wealth and privilege, they're lying, because their life of wealth and privilege is built upon your suffering. If not your suffering particularly, it's the suffering of the masses. So aspiring to that life is inherently exclusionary, because not everybody under capitalism can access the lives that they're flaunting on camera for you. Until these systems of oppression are dismantled, it will forever be out of reach. And the sad thing is that these creators don't want the system dismantled because they benefit from it. They've taken capitalism and repackaged it as liberation when black women do it, forgetting to mention that only a small sliver of black women will actually have access to these kinds of lives. The unspoken quiet part is that we can't all be rich, because who will make your bed? Who will clean your house? Who will do your valet? Who will be your driver? Who will do all these tasks for cheap so that they can continue to amass their wealth? Who? A lot of that labor is done by other black women. And even if all black women are able to ascend into these spaces of luxury and extreme wealth, then it'll be some other person. Capitalism requires some unlucky bastard to be left holding the short end of the stick at all times. I'll leave you with this. Wealthy black people are not a novelty. They've been around, they've existed for millennia and millennia. And you know what? They've often been the collaborators. So when you go to your favorite black girl luxury creators page and you see that they haven't said anything about Palestine, Congo, Sudan, etc., I want you to remember that. Sprinkles for
come to my attention that some of y'all are surprised about Shira 7 being, well, not a Zionist, but not really caring about Palestine. And I just have to ask, like, have we been listening to the same person? I definitely don't agree with everything she says, but one thing I can respect about her is that she's always been honest about who she is and what she values. And what she values is money. Money, 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 money. And so if money is something you're looking to get out of a relationship, you should follow her and you should listen to her for advice on that. But I think we're in this place with these parasocial relationships where we expect people to be our heroes, even though they've told us that they're clearly not heroic, especially in one aspect of their life. And for Shira, that aspect would be politics. I'm concerned about the fact that a lot of people, especially young girls, don't have the ability to discern what advice you should take from a person versus what you need to leave on the side. So please, find people and notice what they're good at, notice what you need from them, and leave the rest. I write music. I take a lot of songwriting advice from Nicki Minaj. Am I going to take relationship advice from her? No. Because making strangers your heroes will have you disappointed and shocked when it was very apparent who she is. And more importantly, develop your own principles and morals through which you see the world, and don't depend on someone online to do that for you.
So I've seen a couple people react to the Shira 7 news, her statement on Palestine, and yes, it's disappointing, but I think it's a perfect example of why we should stop putting random people on pedestals. We can appreciate that they have something to say regarding some topics and take it if it's helpful to you as an individual, but we should never be looking toward people like that, or even me, like as a random person on the internet, as an end-all be-all to anything. This is the same conversation that was going around about Cat Williams when the whole interview came out with Shannon Sharpe, where he made some pretty disgusting comments about Palestine, but people were very much celebrating him still about what he had to say over many topics regarding Hollywood and the state of comedy and such. But he said some pretty disgusting things, not only about Palestine, but also about black women behaving like men, and he pretty much positioned himself as like a benevolent misogynist with a lot of the other things he said. And this should show us that we shouldn't just take what these people have to say in its entirety and run with it without critically thinking about the larger implications of it all. And yes, like, these people have massive platforms and their statements impact how many people perceive Palestine. But taking what they have to say with a grain of salt is being ready to withdraw our support when they no longer align with our values. We have to remember that these are just random people. Think about how often your grandmother or your parent has started off on a great note and then they start saying some wild ass shit. We shouldn't be taking it lightly by any means, and I think it would have been better if she just, like, at this point hadn't said anything. But I think this is a major lesson on why we should just stop idealizing people.
So, Sheer7 has gone to Snapchat and has shared her opinion on what is going on in Palestine and other global atrocities happening, and basically said that she doesn't care. And a lot of people are shocked and, oh my God, disappointed, mad. I'm confused why you guys thought she was going to say anything different. Like, Shira's entire content, her entire everything she posts has always been, will always be, and she has stated that she is here to give y'all financial advice, how to get you to get that money. All she cares about is getting the things that she wants. And so, of course, she's not going to care about what's going on in Palestine. She's not going to stand with Palestine because the only thing that she stand for and stand with is money. That's it. And she said that. She said it so many times. And it's so funny watching you guys continually put influencers and creators or YouTubers or anybody on this app. You put them on a pedestal and you think they're so amazing and they disappoint you and you're shocked. Like, why are you surprised? For one, you never knew her. And all the content she makes it very clear that she has one objective, and it is not to be a nice, caring person. It's to get what you want. It's how to get the money you want, how to get the things that you want from people. So, and you guys have these expectations for creators on here that you don't even have for your local government. Like, instead of being mad at Sheer7 for not supporting Palestine, which I'm not saying is a good thing. I'm not saying I support that idea that she has. But why don't you take that same energy and get mad at your local officials? Why don't you call your governor? Why don't you talk to your senator? Get in contact with your representatives. Not getting mad at random people online who never said that they were political or who said that they even follow politics or even care about what's going on and that they have no control over what's going on. Have that energy for your local state representatives. Get mad at them the same way that you get mad at your favorite creator when they don't stand or support Palestine, even though all of their content makes it very clear that they care about nobody but themselves. Just stop.
I'm actually pretty surprised about Sheer7 not really caring about Palestine or the boycott. And the reason why I'm surprised is because when you ask her advice on other things, like advice on raising kids, or what you say to your dark-skinned daughter to make them feel more beautiful, she says things that make sense and are pretty good. And I'm like, okay, there's some thought behind this. But in regards to the whole boycott in Palestine, there was like 0% thought in that. And honestly, she sounds like just an old head black woman, in my opinion, when she said that. Like, I feel like black people who are over the age of like 30, 35, they be really giving some really bigoted opinions on some things. And the thing is, for her age, I think she is like pretty liberal to a certain extent. I mean, she is like pro LGBTQ, but she also said there was a gay agenda. So I'm like, But another creator on this app did make a really good point that we're talking about a woman who speaks about men, not romantically, but in a transactional way. I mean, we're talking about a woman who was the other woman. So for her to get on the platform and be like, yeah, I was the other woman and be okay with that, it's like, girl, you are very much selfish, only thinking about yourself. So of course you wouldn't really care what was going on. Also, hot take, but it's 2024 and you're watching a dating coach, financial advisor. But let's be for real, if you're really watching those videos trying to get some insight on dating, you look goofy to me. You look goofy, I'm sorry.
So one of Sheer7 followers brought her some Starbucks and she posted about it. Everybody got in her comments. It was like, oh, we're boycotting Starbucks. Sheer7 then came back and said, I don't boycott. I don't watch the news. I'm a different generation. All I care about is getting money and things that I can help and what she can actually do to help, which is a very Pisces response. We're very zoned out. We don't watch the news. We don't be in current events. Now, the only reason that I will post stuff concerning, politics or whatever is because I feel like I have an obligation to my followers to uplift their voices and the things that they are concerned about. And that's just me personally. I do want to use my platform to elevate certain voices, and that's all I'm doing. Do I really be into the news and stuff? No, and sometimes I feel bad, but I gotta protect my peace. If I can't do nothing about it, I can't do nothing about it. Plus, I have a lot of discernment, and something that Cheryl also said was like, oh, y'all want me to join in a boycott, but in 2 weeks, somebody's going to be promoting it. Y'all going to forget about it. 100% true. Even though y'all are going strong with this boycott, if we're being serious,
y'all should have boycotted the Grammys. Y'all should have boycotted Krishan and Blueface. Like, it's so much stuff y'all should boycott right here. That's going on close to home. Stuff that your kids are watching that you could boycott right now. The kids in Flint still don't have clean water, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like you cannot stress yourself out with every issue, which is why my page is not just fully activism, because I know when to reset my FYP and calm down, because it gets overwhelming when you care about every little issue in the world, but you really can't do nothing to change it. I'm pretty sure all of us had that era where we graduated and Black Lives Matter was going on, and we went and we marched and we protested and we wanted to stop police brutality, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. And so eventually we got tired, and it was just like, you know what? I got to live my life. I got to go to school. I got to get a job. I just got to protect mine and make sure they know how to protect themselves. And, now they building Cop City in Atlanta. And the last thing Shira said was that you attract what you think about. And that's 100% true. So when I'm constantly thinking about, children are being unalived in different countries, then I begin to see more negative and heartbreaking content that make it hard for me to go about my daily life. You understand? So you are going to attract what you're thinking about and what's going on. So at some point, you have to tune certain stuff out and go back to, hey, well, my life is great. And so that your life continues to be great. So yeah, Shara said that y'all are fake woke, y'all have fake outrage, and y'all have bigger things to worry about than one of her followers buying her coffee. And like I say, I mean, it's whatever, child. Do influencers and people with a platform owe y'all anything? No, not really. So just be grateful and I mean, show more love and support to the creators who do use their platform to elevate voices that are not heard, because it's their page. They don't have to do it, period. It's their page. And y'all be forgetting that. Like, all of this started just because I got locked out of my Snapchat. Just daily thoughts and opinions that I be having. So you cannot control people's content. All you could do is keep scrolling. If you don't like it, don't follow.
What do you guys think about what Shara7 said? And what do you think about this people's take as well? Share your own thoughts in the comment section. It's so sad because people were ready to go all in, support the brand that was ready to work with her because they love her so much. This is the stan culture, when they stan you, when they love you so much. They will support brands because they want to see you grow. They love you. It's so sad that she wouldn't be able to do that because everything she said contradicted what this brand stands for. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts on that in the comment section. A lot of people were saying she might as well just go about her day, do her content and not talk about it. There are big celebrities who people have even called out and didn't say a word about what is going on in the world. They maintain their silence. A lot of people are saying, even if you're not going to be boycotting, you shouldn't be going out of your way to tell people that, you're not boycotting, you don't have time to be worried, you're only worried about yourself, you're only worried about how to make money, sprinkle, and stuff like that you might as well keep it to yourself. It's very sensitive, to be honest, because there are thousands of people who have lost their life in all of these things going on between the Palestine and the people of Israel. It's very sensitive to a lot of people, so it's understandable when some of them are even emailing, the brand saying they are not going to buy their product. If they go forward with the collaboration, they are not going to buy their brand, they won't buy their product. It's reasonable because it can be very, very sensitive. My own opinion is that her not boycotting Starbucks is not the issue. From the comment I have seen, from what people are saying, her not boycotting isn't the problem that people are having. The fact that she's going out of her way to say it is why a lot of people were so angry. As like, what is going on, you don't have to do this. We know that you are emotionally intelligent. Like, why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? That is exactly what is getting a lot of people pissed. But let me hear your thoughts. This comment here said, everyone isn't an activist. Palestine has been under attack for 45 years. Why do you all expect black women to ride for everybody? Maybe we need a break. Yeah, there are people on this side of it, like, you people stop putting this influencers, content creator on a pedestal that they have to deliver to a certain extent, especially when it comes to political issues. Stop putting them on a pedestal to say stuff. Stop putting them in that position, because a lot of times they are going to disappoint you. Stop seeing content creators or your favorite influencers or celebrities that you like as an activist. Another person said, and let's gag the fact that the mindset that Shara sells directly puts black women in harm's way. Date rich men aren't prone to domestic violence, DV. And this is what she talk about. Like, she literally teaches women how to use their femininity to get whatever it is they want from a man, whether they like him or not, whether they form a connection. I don't even think connection is a thing in the dictionary. Just use your femininity to get money. It's all about money, money, money. Like one of the stitches said, like 1000% transactional. Yeah, there are some things that she says sometimes that are actually true, emotional wise in dealing. That can be true, but majority of the content is basically just how women should relate to men in order to get money. Some people were saying our content is like a escort repackaged series to tell people how to, open their self up for men for money. Another person said, Shara promotes knowingly cheating with married men. If there is no competition with these women, gross, full of internal misogyny. Another person said, not too much on Shara. She plainly states who she is unapologetically. A lot of so-called keyboard activists are slithering their way to Starbucks. Yes, we know that a lot of people have been talking about Starbucks. Doesn't mean people are still not going there to buy. They did not put a report out that their market has been down 0%. There are definitely people who are still going to be buying. People are not having the fact that she's literally making a video saying, oh, me, I'm not worried about boycotting. She's not worried about, the killings of kids in a particular place. Like, you might as well just keep quiet because that's so sensitive. Like, people just want her to know where to draw the line and not say some certain things. The last one I have here says, I feel like social media has conditioned this entitlement to other people's belief. The lady does not have to be part of politics. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. All of these comments are like comments of, people falling in that same category. Like, there are so many people repeating the same thing, saying almost the same thing, saying, why do you have to condition them to talk about politics? Some people saying they are disappointed. Some people say she shouldn't have gone out of her way to mention that she's not boycotting, she does not care. People are saying, yeah, that's her true self. She does not have to talk about politics or care. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.